Hey, welcome to another edition of Light Cellar Radio, where we help you recreate your relationship to food and bring that ultimate and everyday nourishment. Today, we were talking collagen peptides, and I had one of the staff members, Cejaye Rose, on the show. We did a Facebook Live, so this is a recording of that. We dove deep into what is collagen peptides. As a product, it's one of our top sellers in the store, and we talk about what are its benefits, where does it come from, what makes it different than other products, especially other protein powders. We go into some questions around hormone balance and support. We had one of our viewers chime in with a great little tidbit for us, so you're going to learn that. You're going to be learning about the different body parts and organs that the collagen peptides really supports. We also talked about uses, how much to take, when to take it, as well as how to take it, some of our favorite recipes. So you're going to really enjoy this episode here. Enjoy, and we'll see you on the flip side. All right, we are live. We're back live again. We had so much fun, or I had so much fun. I hope you had fun. Whoever's watching yesterday, we did a video all about reishi mushroom. Favorite herb? That's the question I put out. What was your favorite herb? And we got all kinds of responses, and I talked about my favorite herb, which was reishi. Dove deep dive into it. And today, I thought I'd get back on here, have some more fun. We're on location at our South location in Inglewood. I've got with us Cejaye Rose. Here she is.
Hey guys, how are you?
You might recognize Cejaye if you've been down to either the Bonus store or the one that's here inside of Bite down in Inglewood. So we've got some folks joining us. Welcome. Hello. Just, type down below where you joining us from. Are you in Calgary? It's been raining today here in Inglewood. It was supposed to be Sunfest. We definitely still had the fest part of it, but no sun today.
No sun today.
Yeah, but it feels good though, right?
It's been nice, and it's been busy because of the rain, so.
Totally, and everyone's coming in for warm drinks. Are you at home? Are you drinking a nice warm tea? Are you feeling cozy? Let us know in the comments below. We're going to dive into a very special food today. CJ's been doing a lot of research around it. She's going to have a blog post coming out about it. And just for myself today, I was chatting with a lady. It was how we connected. I'd come back here. She was checking out some of the products, and she's like, I've been using that collagen peptides for about a year, and my hair has really dramatically, she says, it's been getting thicker, growing even more, and the collagen peptides are one of the top sellers in the Light Cellar. Crazy how much people love them. You might recognize this brand, the Vital Proteins. They've kind of been at the forefront of bringing the collagen peptides to the market, and people love it. It's amazing. So they have their plain version, and then they have all these other different ones as well. So we went ahead and got a bulk source of it, and this is what the Light Cellar can do. This is one of the strengths of how I started the business, is buying things in bulk, simply packaging it and making it available at a great rate. So whereas this one here is 10 ounces for $37, we can do an entire pound for $1 more, so for $38. It just makes it that more accessible. When you're using a couple of scoops, to have that nice big bulk amount is a great way to go. So hair, skin, and nails, we're talking collagen peptides, and let's dive into what is it, how is it made, how is it processed, what is it good for in the body. We've got our expert here, Cejaye Rose. She's going to tell us all about it. Starting off with, you were just saying as we were getting going here, the name, what's in a name, right? Collagen.
Yeah, so when you break down words into the Greek form, Kolla in Greek means glue, and gen means producing. So it's the glue producing product in the body. So the collagen protein structure is the highest amount of protein in the body. It roughly averages about 80 to 90% of the protein structure in the body, especially, with the tendons, the skin, the hair, the bones, all majority of that protein structure is made up of collagen. So extremely important for synthesizing protein and supporting all of those systems in the body.
Yeah, cool. All right, we got some folks joining on. We got Brent on Facebook. Give us a holler if you're on Facebook or if you're on Instagram. We're live. We're down on location in Inglewood with Michelle. Have you heard Michelle, one of our staff members? Have you heard her name for this location?
No.
It is called the Light Cellar.
That's perfect.
Here we are, the Light Cellar at the Light Cellar, because we're inside of Bite Grocery. If you haven't come down and checked it out, here we are, the lovely Cejaye's here on the weekends. We've got probably about a third of our product offering, as well as our full-on elixir bar, and a lot of our treats that are made in-house. So we're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. Hey, Nick. Hey, Wealthy Life. Hey, Food Movement. I love that. Okay, right on. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking collagen peptides. CJ's just broken down the name collagen, the thing that that holds everything together. It's it's throughout our whole body, and highest concentration of protein.
Yep. It's awesome. So for one serving of the collagen, you're getting 20 grams of protein. So with that protein, it's not a complete amino acid profile, but it's pretty close. It's only missing the amino acid tryptophan. So what I love doing with the collagen actually is putting my 2 scoops in, a little bit of water, adding a couple of scoops of cacao powder, because cacao is really high in tryptophan. So then you're getting your complete amino acid profile just with that, a little bit of honey.
Wow, that's awesome. So who knew that? Like, who knew that peptides, because we talk about, okay, it's a source of protein, these amino acids, who knew that it wasn't a complete protein, and who knew that it was tryptophan that was missing? And you've just put it together so wonderfully for us that all you need is a little cacao. I mean, a lot of us, right? We're already adding chocolate. It goes into everything. Yeah. Boom, complete protein. You've just finished it off for us all. That's amazing.
Yeah, so it makes a complete protein powder. So if you don't, for me personally, when I go to the health food store to get myself a protein source, they're full of stevia and a bunch of other things that I just don't necessarily want. And so if I'm just looking for a protein, then I just do collagen, a little bit of cacao powder, complete protein, 20 grams. It's amazing.
Yeah. So when we're talking protein here, especially from an animal source, we want to be really careful on where it comes from, right? Make sure we have a really good quality. So that's why this is grass-fed, pasture-raised, hormone and antibiotic-free, all those key things that I used to be a vegetarian, used to avoid animal products. And then when I made that switch, which was almost 15 years, I tried my best to be a vegetarian, to nourish myself without animal foods. I find it very, very hard to do. I think it can be done for shorter periods of time, but the animal foods doesn't mean you need to eat meat, but some sort of influence from the animal kingdom. There's certain nutrients you just cannot get from anywhere else, in my experience and what I noticed for a lot of other people. So when I transitioned from vegetarian back to animal foods, it wasn't like, and I'd seen people, they'd like, oh yeah, I used to be hardcore vegan, and then he started eating McDonald's again. You know, it's just like, ugh. Yeah. You know, like we still got to source really well, really consciously. When it comes to animal foods, it's all about what they eat, how they're cared for, really makes up the quality of that food. So, you know, especially when it comes to things from cows or bovine, you know, pasture-raised, grass-fed, and then, of course, any animal, you know, antibiotic-free, hormone-free, because, you know, if they're eating it, you're eating it. You're getting it in your body that way. So that's why we've gone ahead and sourced that high quality. And this is such an easy, when you talk about a protein powder, it's so easy to add in. Let's just check in and chat with people. Does anybody know, let's put it out there as a question, do you know the difference between gelatin and collagen peptides? All right, we got a comment there. Yes. Hey, Essentials. I know the music is pretty loud, right?
It is a little bit loud. Sorry, guys.
All right, so I'll talk even closer to the mic, and I'll make sure CJ does as well. But thanks for tuning in. Sound is not great, hard to hear. Yeah, how's that? Is that better if I speak like even closer to the mic? Is that better? Can you hear? Type down below. Let me know. We're doing this live. We're on location in the Bite Cellar. All right, well, I'm going to assume that it is. Hopefully we've got a better sound. And we're talking about the collagen peptides. So difference between the peptides and the gelatin is, you can explain.
Yeah, so let me grab this here. So the difference that I know of with the collagen versus the gelatin is the gelatin is actually an irreversible hydrolyzed form of collagen. and it doesn't have as much protein in it as well. It's really supportive for the gut, for sure. Very mucilage for lining the gut. Whereas collagen is going to focus more on the protein structure in the body. One thing that I did learn too about the collagen is making sure that you have adequate supplies of vitamin C is really important, because collagen cannot synthesize in the body without having the vitamin C content as well, which really important. So if you're using the collagen for a protein source and to supplement for the body organ systems, making sure that you have lots of vitamin C.
Right. Okay. So cool. What would be some of your top suggestions for vitamin C? For me, I automatically think rose hips, camu.
Baobab is awesome because it's also really high in fiber as well, and it has that really nice citrusy flavor, so you can toss that in. I've recently come across the lipospheric vitamin C as well, which is lipid based, so the body is utilizing about 95% of it, which is really great. But I really love the baobab. That's one of my favorite ways.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you add it in to our iced alchemies, it makes it taste like cheesecake.
Whoa.
Just an FYI.
Okay, awesome. All right, do you guys have got any questions at all? There we go. The music's off for a second. Yay. Maybe we get a better sound here. And I also just realized on Facebook we have the microphone. On Instagram, you're just getting it live off the camera, so that's why it's a little bit quieter. So any other questions? If you hear for myself or CJ, we're talking about the collagen peptides. What other benefits have you heard beyond the kind of the hair, the skin, the nails that people are coming to you with, saying like, wow, I love this stuff? Because it really is. It's crazy how many people are just loving it, right? Mm-hmm. And using it, and for good reason. It's one of those things that you're only loving it because of the benefits. Yeah, totally. Well, for myself personally, before I started using collagen, I was getting the lines, all in here, age lines. And so I started using the collagen, and within about a month, all of that filled completely in. Wow. Surprisingly, I'm in my mid-30s, and I look like I'm 23, roughly, is what people tell me. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, well, we had to ID you just to get a job here. I was like, no, sorry, we only hire 18 or older. Right? Yeah. So that's one of my favorite benefits. But I have been getting a lot of really cool stories. I have a few friends that have had some injuries in the joints. And what's really cool is the collagen supports, it's 80% of your cartilage and tendons, and about, I think, 60% for your bones. So it's really supportive for any kind of joint or tendon injury. It'll really help repair that a lot quicker. It helps lubricate. So especially if you're an athlete and you're doing a lot with your joints, your tendons, it's only going to be a benefit to keep it lubricated, to keep it from damaging, or if it is damaged, to repair quicker. Yeah. Okay, cool. So awesome. Thanks, Brent. He's giving us lots of likes, hearts. If you're online, if you're watching, let us know if you got any questions. Just post down below. If you want to give CJ some love in the forms of hearts or thumbs up, go ahead, post those down below. And we're talking about collagen peptides. One of our top sellers. Again, people absolutely love it. Hair, skin, nail, joints, as CJ is saying. So those are some of the benefits. We talked a little bit about the sourcing as well and the process of how it's made. Now let's dive into how are we going to use it, right? Where can people add this in? I know for sure at the Elixir bar, it's an easy add. It's one of those upgrades that, if you want us to add it in, boom, we'll drop it right into an Elixir. Mixes in perfectly. It's wonderful that way. What are some other places that you've seen it being added? Well, I also love to talk about this too. So I put it in my tea, my coffee. I make all my own flour at home just because my daughter and I are both celiac. And it's hard to find a really nice flour blend that I would prefer to eat. So I'll make my own flour and I'll toss collagen into that. So it's added right into my baking as well when I'm doing that. Yeah. Any kind of sauces that I make, my Alfredo sauce, right? I can add some collagen in there. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out the Alfredo sauce that CJ brought onto the Easy Upgrade show, make sure you go to the Light Cellar YouTube, type in Alfredo. And we also did it on Facebook too, so you can find it there. It was alive, and then you can download the recipe for that sauce. Incredible. You might not know this, but CJ was a food blogger for a year, and that recipe was one of her top ones that came out of a year of food blogging. So trying all these recipes, so that was the best ever. I mean, it was like rich, like full of garlic, full of hemp seeds, like so nutritious and delicious. Yeah, super creamy, and the collagen makes it extra creamy. You can also make ice cream with it. So our iced alchemy
alchemies. Some people don't like the whey, so I've been putting in the collagen instead of whey, and it has the exact same effect. So it's incredible. It makes it really creamy and foamy. What else? Chocolate.
Oh,
adding it to chocolate.
Yeah.
Also really good.
And what's cool about it is that it does mix in really well. So it's not going to be like, it's not a chunky texture. It's not like a dry, gritty texture. You know, like it really just blends perfectly into almost anything that you put it in. And it's very flavorless. So, you know, it's not one of those ones like, okay, I'm adding all this protein. Are my kids going to like it? Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
They can't even tell.
Can't even tell.
And then, so if you're making the gelatin gummies for your kids, toss some collagen in there as well, so they're getting the support. My kids love it, and they can't even tell that there's collagen in it, so that's awesome. And what other things do I add?
So here's a question I got.
Coffee.
Oh, bulletproof coffee. So yeah, add it to your coffee, no problem. All right, so we got Megan on here on Facebook, Sean Morris, awesome. Thanks for being on. Nick's asking, is the fish collagen as good?
That's a good question. So I prefer still the bovine collagen, and for two reasons. One, the marine collagen is got a bit more of a flavor, so if you're not wanting a flavor in your collagen, you might want to stay away from that. And then the other really amazing thing too about the bovine versus the marine is the marine collagen is only 12 grams of protein per serving, whereas the bovine is 20 grams of collagen per serving. So it kind of depends on what your intention with it is. If you're wanting it for the protein support, I would stick with the bovine. But the marine is also a really great source as well. It's just a little bit less.
Yeah. Okay, we had a couple other questions here. Right on. So thanks for that, Nick. Hopefully you can hear. We got the mic for Facebook and not mic for Instagram. So thanks to those questions. Food Movement asks, how much do you take every day?
Well, I minimum 2 scoops a day, but I've taken up to 6-ish and haven't had any problems with that.
Yeah, because it simulates so well. So it would come down to you and your protein requirements. So like you say, you know, a scoop is 20 grams, and from that 20 grams, you're getting 18 grams protein. So it's almost pure protein, depending on who you are. Some people like to kind of count those grams of protein and, you know, plan out their day depending on what it is. So that's going to be a choose your own adventure. You know, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, all the way up to 6, 7, 8. Really just depends. So when you're talking about joint support, maybe someone that works out, is this something they might want to take pre-workout or post-workout?
Well, of course, I'm going to recommend both.
Pre and post, right?
Pre and post.
Yeah,
however, probably the best is post. Just because it's nice when you are working out, you need that quick protein support. That would be the best way to do it. Quickly toss it in your tea, coffee, or make it into a smoothie with your cacao and drink it post.
Okay, cool. So we got another question. This is awesome. All coming through Instagram. Wealthy Life asks, can it support hormones or the thyroid, the collagen peptides?
That I'm not too sure about. I'm not going to give too much of an answer on. As far as I know, it doesn't work a lot with hormonal stuff. It's not going to interrupt in any of the hormonal processes, but I don't think it's specific to anything hormonally. It's mostly just for the organs. And,
the protein, those amino acids, supporting the whole body, and then, but it does pair perfectly well with other, again, elixirs that you might be creating for hormone balance. Can go right in there. All right. Okay, we had the Witchy Woman just joined on. Welcome. So we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're having some fun. We're talking collagen peptides. We've got very knowledgeable staff member Cejaye Rose here. We got Carrie Starr just joined us, right on. Hey. And down at our Bite location in Inglewood, inside a Bite Grocer. We're having fun today. So today was Sunfest. Wasn't so sunny. It was definitely festive. CJ was creating a lot of warm drinks. People are like to warm up, and the collagen peptides is something that's perfect that you can add to a hot or a cold drink. You blend it in, and it mixes really, really well, nicely and beautifully, and it's like instant nutrition, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't come across anyone that says, "Oh, I can't digest this," or it feels a little heavy compared to other protein powders. I've been through hemp. I've been through, rice. I'm not sure about all those other ones, like the bean ones, the pea ones that are coming out.
Yeah.
I'm not drawn to them personally. Whereas this one, it's no question. It just feels good going in.
And the other thing with protein powders that is a struggle for sure is if you're not doing sweeteners and you can't stand the taste of stevia, it's really hard to find that protein powder that resonates.
Totally. All right. So Brent on Facebook, he's got a question. How well does it mix? It mixes super well. In fact, so well that you can just add it to cold water. And there's very, very few. I can't think of any protein powders that you can just add to cold water and stir it in, and it dissolves right in. So that's a super good benefit. And it mixes perfectly into warm as well too. So any other questions, just post those down below. We're here hanging out at our south location, the Light Cellar, famously named by one of our staff, Michelle. So we're inside Bite Grocer. It's the Light Cellar. We're talking collagen peptides. Okay, so we've got Nora. She's watching, and she's got a question. If the peptides include tyrosine, then the thyroid will be supported. Yes, wonderful. Thank you for that. I'm just going to bring that up to see more. Tyrosine is an amino acid that supports thyroid hormone. Awesome.
Perfect.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Nora. Thanks for tuning in. Nora, is this something that you work with? I'm going to guess that you are a practitioner and you help women balance their hormones, or maybe you've just been learning that through your own journey. Let us know in the comments. We've got Cejaye Rose here, one of our knowledgeable staff, who's you're studying Chinese herbal medicine, right?
Yes, I'm currently at the Calgary College of Traditional Chinese Medicine and Acupuncture on McLeod. I'm just finishing my last year, so you can find me in the clinic there. Studying herbal medicine through them as well, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks, Nora. Love your new location. Yeah, we do too. It's nice to be down here. So, one of those things, I had another question earlier today as well. A woman, she was shopping. She's like, okay, now when people come down here, do they know what they want, or do you guys recommend things? And it's a little bit of both. I mean, there's a very limited amount of, we never want to suggest that we can do a consult here. That's just not who we are. It's not what we do, but we can help guide and help support. So there's a little bit of that, helping you, especially if you kind of have a sense of an idea of what you need, what you want. We can help guide you that way. And then, of course, I think a lot of people come in like, this is what I know I need, I know what I want. Mm-hmm. And everyone has their own specialty. So CJ's been studying the Chinese herbs. We have Brandon, the alchemist, he's doing his thing down in Boness there. Mm-hmm. And a whole wonderful wide selection of staff members, each with their own knowledge and their own specialty. And one of the reasons that I would choose to hire someone is that they're on this path, that they're learning, that maybe they're engaged in some sort of post-secondary, but definitely an avid reader, using the products, using the herbs. And I would say it's close to impossible to have experienced, tasted, know it all to its depths. And again, that's where each of us have our own focus on our own specialty areas. So CJ, definitely for you, it's Chinese herbs. What else would you say is your specialty?
Oh, good question. Definitely the collagen is one of my top for sure. Elixirs. Being crafty, because being a foodie from day one, the whole reason why I got into nutrition in the first place, starting my own food blog and creating all of my own recipes for a year was really fun. So being able to play with flavors and knowing what goes well together and taking something and completely adapting it to more needs of gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, anything free. I can take any recipe and completely change it and still keep it fairly similar. Yeah.
Okay, so Nick, he's chimed in with a question here. What is your favorite elixir to add collagen to, or collagen-based elixir?
My favorite right now is the matcha latte.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, because it's amazing. It's so creamy. You got the matcha flavor, and I absolutely love matcha, and when you go anywhere in the city, it's hard to find a really nice, high-quality matcha. I find that it's really syrupy, too sugary. It's just not what I'm looking for. So, I mean, if I'm going to get anything from the Light Cellar, it's going to be that.
Yeah. So not only adding in the collagen is a great thing to that, and again, because it's flavorless, it's tasteless, and
it's so creamy.
Makes it even more creamy. And it's also that quality of the matcha that we use here. You know, the ceremonial grade from what they call single estate. So just from one farm, blending that in all together is just incredible.
Yeah, and the flavor is really amazing. It doesn't have that fishy flavor that you typically find with a lot of matchas. This matcha is just a true matcha flavor. It's amazing.
Okay, cool. So we got another question here. Daphne, hey, thanks for tuning in, Daphne, and your question. What about knee pain? And then we can follow I got another one here I got to bring up. So, knee pain. So that might relate to how you're saying, athletes who have those injuries. Maybe just review that again.
Yeah, so with the knee pain, it's probably not going to take the pain away, but it's definitely going to help support the knee in synthesizing more of the protein structure in the cartilage and the tendon. It's going to help lubricate it, so it might create more of that buffer so the pain is a little bit less if you're on it quite frequently, and just help it repair quicker.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then Sean Morris, he's joined us on Facebook here. He's got a question. Is it advantageous to take the collagen in with the testosterone elixir? Denny and I were creating a video a few days back. And would it enhance the benefits of the elk velvet, the pine pollen, the Hoshu Wu, the nettle root powder for us guys? And so this peptides is definitely not just for women. So, even though we touched upon and Nora had jumped in there with her great insight around the tyrosine and how that helps support the thyroid, and a lot of women, and especially men too, need that support in that area. It's not exclusively for women. So the peptides, being a great protein source, can really help men as well, especially if you're going all the testosterone, trying to build muscle mass. Adding in the peptides would be great. Anything to say on that?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for that question there, Sean. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We've been jamming on collagen. We've been talking about what it is, where it comes from, why it's different than gelatin, the source, how to use it, how much to take, all that. So I think that's about it. So thanks you guys for tuning in. Been having some fun here. We're going to keep bringing on some videos. We've just launched our new web store, so if you want to go ahead and take advantage of getting 10% off your order, we've done a bit of a soft launch here, so you can just type in the comments below collagen, and that's going to activate a little download for you where you'll be able to get a coupon for 10% off the web store. And again, our Light Cellar brand, we went ahead and sourced the very same collagen peptides as vital proteins. It's one of those things we're able to do. We're able to get that high quality source, grass-fed, pasture-raised, antibiotic, hormone-free, and we just simply package it. So for $1 more, you can get almost twice the amount and of that same high quality. And we've got it in larger sizes as well, 1 pound and 1 kilo. So thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. And we got another little question here. So someone with an underactive thyroid would be at an advantage to take the peptides. That's from Daphne. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that would be advantageous. So we had Nora jump in on mentioning that the tyrosine in there would help nourish and support the thyroid. So yeah, anytime we can get that good nourishment in, and like I say, that's what we've been talking about with the peptides, of how easy and assimilable that protein is and the amino acids. So that would be a good thing to add in. So thanks for all your questions. We're going to keep doing more of these videos. We'll have a different special guest anytime. Thanks for joining us. We'll have you back on another time soon. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed that episode. We're going to keep more coming at you, so be sure to go ahead and subscribe to this podcast so you can get updated when new episodes coming out. Give us a review, and of course, follow and like The Light Cellar on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, if you're ever in Calgary, Alberta, we have a location down in the northwest in Bowness, as well as in the southeast within Inglewood. Love to see you there. Thanks for tuning in.